Hello and welcome back to Vintage Gaming Memories. Thank you for taking time to take a look at this video. I appreciate your interest, whether this is your first time visiting the channel or if you're already a subscriber and this is a return visit. So I hope this does intrigue you and continues to bring you back to the channel, and I do welcome any comments and feedback to improve upon it. So thank you again, but let's get right to it. In this video, we're not really looking at an original vintage piece of hardware, but it has vintage ties back to an Atari game from 1982 called Gravitar. Yeah, this is a Gravitar Reproduction PCB that was based on the original PCB in the arcades. So Atari partnered with Retro Arcade to create this piece of collectible art, as I guess we could call it. This is one of 5 that were produced and available on Atari.com. I purchased this in May of 2023 after it was made available on April 23rd, along with 2 other ones, Black Widow and Major Havoc. So at that time, there were only 3 games made available, and it was listed at $245 each. $245 is a good chunk of change to invest on something that would just be hanging on your wall. So it was still noted as being produced in limited quantities, so that was another thing that kind of got me interested. Limited quantities could be a rarity, right? But as of this video, you can still get this particular board on Atari's website. Maybe there's not a lot of buyers, right? So maybe it's still limited, but just not a lot of people have put their hands in their pocket to pull out and purchase this. Anyhow, I did take advantage of using that 15% discount code when you signed up on their mailing list to make the purchase for this Gravitar board. So take advantage of that if you haven't done so. If you're going to buy something on Atari.com, they do offer 15% discount on your first purchase. So what is my first impression? Well, I knew that it was going to be a large piece when it came in. And we're talking about a board that have to fit in the arcade machine. So this thing measures 11.5 deep by 20 3/4 inches wide. Pretty big. So this has a great artwork, as you can see in the front here. Really nice looking. It kind of gives you the sense of the game. And then they put this information here to give you a history of it. It's got labeled here, history. And then, of course, the instructions, there's gameplay on actually how to play it. It's pretty cool. It's got a little bit of a raised lettering for the wording. You could feel it. And it's kind of hard a little bit. I guess it's a little bit hard to see it, depending upon what angle. Let me see if I can get closer to the camera for you to see it at least. But you can, the yellow with the green, depends. I mean, it's legible, but who's really going to be reading this? This is not a book. It's really going to be a display piece. So here on the back side, you can get a clean look at the board's layout with the traces here. You can see, and where the chips and the resistors and the capacitors will all actually be positioned on the board. Without those things, this is obviously not a working board, but instead more of an original schematics of the board. And it's also noted right here. Let's see. You can see right here the C. So this is version C of the board. The originals that were in the arcade were either a version A or version B. And from what I've been reading about it, they've gone ahead and made this one a version C because they took what was in both of the previous versions and actually made the traces better on the board. So that's why they denoted this one as a version C. Going back to the front side, you will see here on the bottom left that each one of these is individually serial numbered, and you can see here it's marked with the Atari license sticker. Now, it's such a big piece here. So before I purchased this, there were only 3 games available in this PCB reproduction set. So I was thinking to myself, which one do I like best, since it'll take some real estate on my wall to display it? Well, obviously I decided on Gravitar, and reason being that I do like the space theme, and these graphics really do scream out 1980s. I mean, they do pop. Then a few weeks later, after I got it, I thought, hey, why not complete the set, and get the remaining 2. So I contemplated a few more weeks, and then bam, I get a notice on Atari.com that there are now 2 more reproduction PCBs available along with the original 3. So now there's Lunar Lander and Warlords to go along with Gravitar, Black Widow, and Major Havoc. I think it's safe to say that my collection begins and ends with this one, but it is an interesting talking piece. I think it gives you a sense of appreciation of how the brains, or at least the brain stem within the arcade side, sort of worked. That's pretty much it for this short video. I hope you found that this video was interesting. Thank you all for watching. And I really do appreciate your feedback and comments and support. And until next time, keep your gaming passion from the past alive by living it today. Take care, everyone.